think I'm live. Yeah, I'm live. I'll just make sure the audio works for the democracy. Yeah, it works alright. Good enough for me anyway. Alright, well, I'm working on this piece of music. It's called Repenting the Spell. When did I write this? I wrote this a long time ago. I think 2011, 2012 maybe. Yeah, 2013 actually. That sounds about right. And I've had it in my noggin for such a long time. And now that I'm out of university and I have time to work on my own creative stuff now, I'm gonna expand upon this idea and make it part of my album. The name of my project, by the way, is The Citrus Brain Fruit, and the name of the album is In Darkness of Mind. There's a very personal reason for that, but maybe I'll talk about that some other time. So let's see. So this, okay, good. So as you can see, I have some lyrics here going for the piece, sorry, for the song. I'm so classically trained that I call every piece of music a piece. So here I have the main idea, which goes like this. Right, that's the main thing, repeats. I'm adding the bass to it, although I think I'm going to change my mind on this. I think I'm going to start out with the bass first, so it's going to sound maybe more like this. And then guitar comes in. And then after the guitar comes in, the vocal line comes in, which is going to be me. What does it say? What does it mean? Who might I be? Who might that be? Something like that. And then it kind of builds up. Actually, it goes to the next verse. It gets to this section here. You can see some drums. Let me play it from here, because I'm going to make some structural changes. I'm still not 100% on the form of the overall form of this piece, of the song. Sorry. So I'm kind of piecing it together. I really like this process a lot more than what I used to do, because what I used to do is, since I didn't know how to write music in 2013, hell, I didn't even learn to start. I didn't even learn music till 2019. So before then, the way I would just keep my material is I would just record it, which means, I had a drum set, I had my bass, guitar, whatever instruments I was using, and I would record it. But as I was recording it, I was writing the song, so there was a lot of re-recording, retakes, pretty much until I had it straight in my head, so that when I did the drums first, I would just do the whole song to the best of my knowledge. The downside about that is that I'm really bad with rhythm and keeping form in my head. So oftentimes I would have an even number of bars or phrases, and hearing back the recordings, it's like, oh wait, that's a 5-bar phrase. I gotta delete that. So now that I know how to write music, I can just put it in Sibelius, listen to it, make changes, structural changes, and then I have the music that I can read and play from, and then I'll be recording this, and yeah, it should be a much smoother process. And by the end of it, I'll have a score version of my album as well. So let me play this from here. And hang on, I don't like that. It's the fermata that's messing everything up. Let's play it from here. Something. Right. Yeah, so I don't have much here. And I don't have much of the lyrics either, so I'll probably be writing a little bit here. But I do have another musical idea that's going to take place at some point. So I'm going to have to be able to tie this up, and that's slow chorus. I do have lyrics for that. Now you see the forest for the trees, and when you go from another puzzle being free, stop and breathe, and find you better now. Whatever. I do want to do some counterpoint for this section. It's very melodic, and I want to put some classical ideas here. So maybe I want to expand on this. I don't know, it's maybe some counterpoint. Maybe I'll write a little something for it. But for now, I want to get this intro in shape. So, I'm going to start out with the bass here. I might get rid of the classical guitar altogether. I don't think I'll use classical in this, but we'll see. So let's start with the bass now. Now I think, let's see, so I want to get rid of the fermatas, but I also want to give it a little more room, give it an extra beat of room. So I think I'm going to do a mixed meter type deal or something like that. Let's see if this is in 4/4. I might do a measure of 5/4. Just for the extra time, because I don't like how soon the next measure comes in, the next phrase comes in. Hang on, let's try this. Yeah, I want it to die down a little bit more, so let's do my 4/4 there. Good. And let's do a bar of 5/4. No cautionary. The eighths. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Yeah, good enough. And I'll do that here. So let's see. Let's see what this sounds like with this new length. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so that's going to be a feature of this. So I'm going to put my 4/4 here, and my 5/4 in here. I'm going to extend this. Yeah, I like the spacing that it gives it. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I want to make sure I put down my 4/4 first. If I don't do the 4/4 first, then I'm going to put 5/4, and then it's going to turn everything else into 5/4. So I need to be able to stop it first, and then that way it's only this measure that gets 5/4. Oh, and I had a fermata there, that's why it kind of got off a little bit. That's fine, I can do a little breath rest. And this is where I don't want to do 5/4. I want to start. I want to keep the 4/4 because now I have the drums, and the drums have to keep the beat, of course, you know. And if I introduce an extra quarter note in there, that's going to move the pattern down, which might sound cool, but nah, it's better to keep it regular. You have to remember KISS. Keep it simple, stupid, right? And I'm gonna make these quarters. Let's see what that sounds like. I just don't like how soon this comes up. Alright, so let's try this. Why not? Just for shits and giggles. Oops, not the 5/4 yet. Tell you what, if I make it 6/4, it's gonna keep the same groove. That's right. I'm going to keep this all together. There we go. You know what? I like this a lot better. Over the 5/4. 6/4, why not? Rotations, signature, 6/4. Cool. 6/4. Cool. And really it's like adding a measure of 2/4 after the 4/4. Let's hear it from here. Okay. Sounds like. I don't know if that's going to be hard to play on drums. I think I can do that. Da 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 da. If I get rid of this one. As long as I do something different. I think that would be a good measure to do another 6/4. So I'm going to do my 4/4 here. I'm going to do 6/4 there. Check those power chords. So and here I have right, except it's ringing out. Let's see. Got my tonocracy. We got this amp right now. Let's try this one. Let's try this amp. Again a little bit. been a while since I've played electric. Get a little carried away. And at some point, I want to do something with the organ here. Let's see, because I do want an interesting sound. I want something semi-operatic, or maybe not operatic, but I mean a little more musically dramatic, I would say. Okay, so keyboard. Oops. Let's see, what's the riff? Oh, that's an F sharp. Doing some kind of diminution like this might actually be kind of cool. Maybe a cool effect. It might sound really nice. What other effects do I have here? Strings. Let's try strings. I don't like it. Ooh, maybe I can do something like that. It starts out slowly. Which one is this one? What effect is this? Oh, that's the voice. Well, you know what? Maybe I can bring this back for the last piece. For the last piece of music. Might sound kind of cool. Let's see. So I don't have very many musical ideas right now for the last song. If I'm thinking of making this the first song of the album, it'd be nice if that little motif comes back in the last one, but slower. So maybe I don't write it slow here in this song, in this piece, but it comes back. Bum bum. La la. Bum bum. Bum bum. Bum 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 bum. That might be a good idea. Bum bum right here. Bum bum. That's what this sounds like. Okay, but you know what? I want to come back a little bit sooner than that. After that. I like that. Bum 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 bum. It can be a nice little motif throughout the song as well. As far as that, what was I? And I just really like the way that sounds. It kind of sounds like the what do you call it? The soundtrack to Phantasm. How'd that go? It actually went something like that. That's interesting because I didn't watch Phantasm until just a few years ago. So and I came up with this riff in 2013. So that's pretty cool. I was ripping off Phantasm, didn't even know it. It also kind of sounds like like the soundtrack to Suspira. Let's see. I can look him up later. It might be a cool motif. I wonder if it fits somewhere in here. Let me play it from here. You know what? I think I like it. And you know something? I'm gonna make the bass do the same thing. As this. But just the bass note. And this is gonna be the rest. So the bass is going to start the little motif off, and then the electric guitar 1 is going to join in, and then I want electric guitar 1 to come in an octave higher, and I want the organ to also play about that high, which is the actual range. Let's start it off from here now. text message. I wasn't paying attention. So I wanted to do something with the bass drum here. Right, because I want the bass drum and the bass to be together. Okay. Want that. Right. Let's see what it sounds like now. I don't like this bass pattern, so I'm going to do that. In fact, I want to start that off here. So the bass drum is going to start ba-bum, ba-bum, then the bass is going to jump in on the second measure, and then later on the electric guitar is going to come in, and I might move this a little bit closer. So let's see. Bum, bum. Doesn't need to sound for 2 measures. Let me listen to this first. Yeah, I like that better. Let's pick back up my electric. That's another electric guitar in here somewhere. Electric guitar 3 maybe. Yeah, let me try playing that again. This again here, but this time I want to make this a whole note and then start off the little riff. And I think I will add another electric guitar. I want to hold this down. Unless I make it the classical guitar track as well. Doesn't really need to be there, does it? Well, it kind of does. I mean, it's going to be kind of like a bass in a sense. So yeah, I'm going to add a third guitar. So let's see, add instruments, electric guitar, notation, add, I'm going to put this down here. Can I change the name of it? Oops. Right there. Okay, there's my electric guitar 3. That's gonna hold down all the chords, all the power chords. Oh, come on, you piece of shit. There you go. I don't need this. I hit it when it puts that in there. Don't need this. And this needs to change. So there, now it's 3 guitars. So now I got some copy and pasting to do. Let's see. So this whole part's going to go down here. And guess what? I can start this here. See what this sounds like. Put it up for a couple more. Electric organ. I'm gonna need to I can't speak. I'm going to need to make a note here on the electric organ and say that what I need is the chorus effect, because I really like the way that sounds. Let's see. Where's staff text? Plain text. Choir sound. Or just like a very high, like a high wind sound. Is that right? Trying to match the pitch. I think it should be an octave higher, but whatever. Let's mess around with the electric keyboards. Let's see what other sounds I find. Oh, there's another one. This one actually sounds kind of cool. Which one is this? This in strings? Choir or synth wave sound effects. Let's mess with the others. This might be piano. I'm not going for that kind of vibe, but it sounds really cool. Which was that one? The 80s synth. Yeah. So that sounds kind of cool. Yeah, I might go for that. Synthwave or 80s synth sound effect. Either one's gonna be would sound okay on this. Let me listen back at this to make some alterations to the drums. And this would be a good place to start off a vocal line. Maybe a vocal line that is not adherent to any kind of melody, maybe a little more speech-like. Thing is, I have to figure out what to say. Sorry, eating candy. Let me copy and paste this for a good while. Delete that. Don't need it anymore. Fact 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do this much. And what I'll do is just do the repeat on it, and it'll be just the same. So that's going to give me some time to kind of figure out what I want, where I want to go with the music here. Let's listen back to it from the beginning. What does that mean? Who might that be? Look at the monkeys in the sky. Where do they go? That is unknown. Why is it dark? Things in the window was a demon. Da, 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 da. what you done. So suddenly you're dying, it's coming to boy. Listen. Okay, I think I know what I want to do with this. More or less. I just gotta keep writing lyrics for it. And I thought I had more lyrics somewhere, old lyrics. Let me see if I can find them. In fact, window capture. Display capture. I'm going to do this. Okay, so these are my files, by the way. I don't mind sharing this. Let's just bring through repenting the spell. No, that was in Hammerstein. Right. Well, maybe I do mind sharing this. Okay. I'm gonna go off a little bit. I thought I had these lyrics somewhere. The original lyrics, I mean. It's not gonna be there. Someday we were bending the spell. Nope. It's not in there. Where was it? Was it this one? Or did I put it somewhere else? Let's look in here again. Citrus, brain fruit. What's it? Oh yeah, repenting the spell. These are all just audio files. But I'm looking for where the hell is this? I saw it somewhere. Nope. Oh God. Oh. Sorry, I'm going through files and I came across an album I made a long time ago, and it's an awful piece of shit. I'm just laughing at how ridiculous it was. I actually sold it. People actually bought it. Jesus fucking Christ. My horrible voice and crappy production. Man. Transcription projects, no. Is it in documents maybe? Nope. Where the hell was it? Repenting. Nothing, I can't find it. I know I had lyrics to it, the original lyrics, and that's what I want. I want the original lyrics. Could it be in with the old stuff? I wonder. Desktop files, no. Sheet music, nope. Tracks, no. Music, draft audio, recording projects. Right, those are the drafts. Album art. I'm looking here once more. They should be in the Hammerstein stuff though. Hammerstein was the name of my metal project back then, which I might revive at some point. But I don't know. Right now I'm just focused on the citrus brain fruit. And where the hell is it? Nope, not there. Unfound. No, these are awful songs. No, not this one. No, not that one again. Audio, it's not in audio. Media, pictures, nope. Videos. No, God, no. Images, nope. Movies, pics, nope. Okay, it's not there. It's not gonna be here. Heavy like metal, Kaleidoscope Ice. Okay, so this is where I got Kaleidoscope Ice from. Okay, Hammerstein, no. No. Magic Kingdom series. No. For fuck's sakes, where was it? I saw it somewhere. This is gonna drive me nuts. Oh, there's the lyrics to this. Nothing the time is for the press and nothing. No one will tell you it's right. Cover the stones before the power wills, and no one may take them away. Whatever bullshit. No. Fuck, man, I don't have those lyrics. The original lyrics. At least I don't think so. had them somewhere. Man, this is gonna drive me nuts. I really had those lyrics somewhere. Bending the spell. Fuck. Oh, you know what? I think I had them written down somewhere. Like physically written down. Yeah. Let's see. Now let's get back to this. I'm going to a lot sometime here, whatever. I'm going to have some lines. And then at some point I'm going to do something else in the music. What am I going to do with the music? That's a good question. Question is, what do I want to say with this song too? Because I can't just elongate it for no reason. You know, I have to say something with it. Fuck. I wish I had those lyrics. So anyway, so then it gets to this point. So I'm going to write that somewhere around measure 81. And I'm just going to do it with the classical guitar. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 3. And this is going to start on C. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay, so this is going to be 3 and 1 and 2 and see what that sounds like, because I'm not convinced this is correct. Oh, that's why. Okay. And I'm going to keep the momentum going. Instead of adding it flat out on a half note and letting it die, I can keep the momentum going by just doing something rhythmically. In this case, continuing the dotted quarter rhythm. Now you see the forest for the trees, and when you go and fall like down the forest in the tree. I want a different tempo for this section. This is a little too fast for it. 160, fuck, okay. Let's go 130. Now you see the forest for the trees, and when you go in, feeling free, stop and breathe the pine trees from the moss, and feel the throb of life enticing you to be the sun. So forth, so on. Okay, so I had the main idea written out. I think I'm gonna leave it like that. I'll expand on it at some other point. What I mean by expand on it, I mean I'll extend it and add the lyrics to it at some other point. But I am gonna extend on it now, so I want to do some of that counterpoint. Okay, I wanted something like that, some continuation of it. Okay, so I'm gonna start that. That's how many measures? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. No. Come on, you fucking Sibelius. 4 right here. La 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 yeah 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 yeah. Okay. So let's put on my composer hat on. I don't need this camera anymore. I'm gonna take it off for now. I don't need the words. I'll just leave my camera out there. So let's see. So I'll move this back. It'll be fine. So what do I want to do here? So we start on B. So we change modes, that's for sure. We're on B, F sharp. So what mode would this be? This would be B Dorian that I'm in. If I flat the 6 and B Dorian, well, it's already kind of flatted because it's This is A major, isn't it? It's F sharp minor. I'm just starting on the 5. It's still F sharp minor. I kind of like that. Da, 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 Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, so this is a pretty critical point here. I need to start doing a motivic idea. Da, 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 da. And I kind of want this in the bass. And actually, I want this in guitar 3. Okay, that's kind of what I want to do. I want to do that in guitar too. But where am I starting? I think I want to start there. That sounds awful. I want to be careful of chords crossings too. Something like that, but this sounds really bad. Where's my water? Okay, so here's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to write in a chord progression now, so I can follow some kind of coherence. I like that. It ends a tritone away from E. Nope. Let's try that. Yeah, that sounds a little nicer. It's already C sharp, idiot. Oops. Nope. I want to do. Something like that. I don't know. This is really bad counterpoint. So let's see. I need to. Shit, where's my staff paper? I guess I can just do it on camera. Let me open up my thing here. Get my tablet. That. Shut up. I'm gonna put in some staff paper there. And yes, I do tutoring, of course. Okay, so we're in F sharp minor. Okay, so F, A, C, E, G, E, D. Apply the key signature. 1, 3, 5 star. Subtonic 7. Here's my diminished 7. This is a augmented second. So I have my cantus firmus. That I know for sure. My cantus firmus is this. I think it is. Bum ba da 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 da. Down. Da 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 da. Da 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 dum dum. Alright, so there's cantus firmus. So then I started some kind of motivic idea around it. So maybe I want to hold off on that motif and I want to focus on that. So I have my cantus firmus there. Let's see. Do I want to do counterpoint above? I think I do. And let's see, I want to start with a perfect consonance. So either an octave or a fifth. I can do a fifth if it's above, if the counterpoint is above the cantus firmus. If it's beneath the cantus firmus, it has to be an octave, otherwise you change the mode. So I can do a fifth. So let's do that. And let's just stick to the big notes. Bum, 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 bum. If I reduce it down, it's going to be bum, dun, 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 dun. that's really the main bass line. Interesting. Okay, so maybe I can keep that. This is what's really cool about the creative processes. You know, and anytime you're kind of examining some idea, you kind of extract something from it, you know. So hang on. Let me go back here. So I'm gonna do this. Let's listen to that real quick. So that's my bass. Let's listen to this. Just by itself. Let's do it here. That's what I told my girlfriend last night. Let's see. Okay, so that's the cantus. Of course, let's see, let's come up with some counterpoint above that. So, and I'm gonna match the rhythm for now. So I have a B down there. I'm gonna go up a fifth, F, and then I want to start with the perfect consonants, and I want to end with the perfect consonants, and so I want to end with a more perfect consonants. So if I'm ending on B, I want to end on B as well. And then anything else in here, I have to kind of follow the rules of counterpoint, which means motion is a thing, you know. And I kind of forgot. I need to go back to my notes here. So I'm gonna do the best I can here. So I'm gonna do contrary motion, and I'm going up to this, going up by a fifth. I'm gonna move this down. Let's see if this is an F sharp. If I move down by a fourth to a C, that's gonna be a fourth. I want to move down by a third to a D. Let's just see what this is gonna sound like, okay? Then I go down. I want to do contrary motion again. That's a C sharp. I want to go to an E, and then I go down to an A. I want to go up to an F. Again, contrary motion, and then I go up, back up to an E. Oh crap! I was reading that as treble clef. So that's an F sharp. I have a D. Here I have an E. So that's parallel motion, but it's in thirds, so it should be okay. Here I want to go up. I have a C down there. Now I want to have an E. Nope. And then I go up again. I want to do contrary motion. Now D, I have an E. I want to go down to a C. Let's see what this sounds like. It sounds okay, you know. It's da da dum, and then we go up. So I want to do another contrary motion down to B. That's going to be an F sharp. This is now a perfect fifth here from F sharp to B. Compound fifth, I should say. If I move down, that's parallel fifths. I don't want that. Let's see, I want to move from a dissonance to a consonance, even though a fifth is not really a dissonance, but still, you know. Let's see, that goes down to a D. I can move up an octave. I'll just move down a second, down to an A. Similar motion. We're going to go back to that, I guess. Let's just cheat a little bit. Let's see what this sounds like so far. It's probably going to sound okay-ish. I want to do something different here. Go down to a C. Sorry, I went down to a D here. Go down to a C sharp. Maybe I want to arpeggiate here. So if I went up to an F, I can have an octave here. No, that's parallel octaves. I want to go opposite. And I think the penultimate line, you want some kind of sixth. So if this is a D, F, A, B. Maybe. Let's try that. It's okay. I can work with it, more or less. I mean, the point is to write more complex counterpoint anyway, right? Something like that, maybe. But I'm kind of working off of this. And I kind of want to do something like this before I get to that. So now I'm going to introduce multiple species counterpoint. This counterpoint is not perfect, of course. You know, it's I'm missing some of the rules. I don't have my notes with me. But let's do this. Da, da, da. This, I want to do that. Da, 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 da. I want to cheat a little bit there, so it's not so. Okay. Now, what if I add a third voice? First, I kind of want to analyze what chords I have. What chords are implied, rather. Assuming this is all bass position, no inversions, I would have a 5, a 1. Shit, I wish I could write this. Let me write this down real quick. So I'm going to need to work on it. I'm going to write it in treble clef. That's a B, F, E, that's a C, sharp. Right, 3 sharps. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. And it goes up by a step to an F sharp. Dun, down by thirds to D. Dun, 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 dun. Down, 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 down to a B. I know stem direction, you know, these stems should be up, but I mean, I don't give a fuck right now. So I kind of shifted mode, so I'm not really an F sharp minor, I'm really more of a B Dorian right now, which is perfectly normal for this style of music. And what else do I have? And let me write the line that I have above, sorry, over. This is, I guess I can call this the soprano. Da, da, dum. Da, da, dum. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Dum, dum. Oh, shit. It's eventually going to be 4-part writing, so I'm going to need to make these stems up. I'm going to have this bum bum da da da. That's on the third beat, you fucking retard. Da 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 dum. I want to listen to that once more. Okay. Now I just want to analyze the implied chord that I have here. Assuming this is all bass position, and I know it said this is B Dorian. B Dorian. Yeah, okay, why not? I'll analyze it in B Dorian. So B, D, F, A, C, E, G. Apply key signature. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. Alright, this is my 1. B, D, F sharp, it's a minor. D, F sharp, A, that's a major. F sharp, A, C sharp, that's a minor. 5, so I'm gonna have to raise that. So this would be like a subtonic 7. And this is my 7 diminished with the A sharp. So 5 major star because it's gonna have the A sharp in it. My C sharp is going to be C sharp E G, that's a minor 2. E G sharp B, that's a major 4. G sharp B D, that's a diminished 6. Right? 6 diminished. A C sharp B, yep, that's correct. A C sharp. Wait, what? A C sharp, yeah, that's major. A sharp, C sharp, E. That should be diminished, right? So let's see. The fuck off this thing. A, C sharp, E. That's just minor, isn't it? Nope, wrong way. Yeah, that's diminished. So that's, I think I'm good. G sharp to A sharp is just a major 2nd. Where is my augmented 2nd? There's one in here somewhere. That would typically be between E sharp and something else. E sharp and D. But I don't have to worry about E sharp, do I? Okay. Alright. So here we have a 1 chord, here we have a 5 chord. Oh no, there's a D. So we can call it a 1-6-4 maybe. Although the 6-4 doesn't make sense in this instance. So I do have a D. Da, 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 da. Let's see. Let's play that real quick. That's the melody. It looks like you got someone watching. Welcome. Let's see. Hope you're not bored. B, D, F sharp, that's a 1. F, D. Do I want it to be a 3 chord, or do I want it to be a 1 chord in second inversion? Fuck. Let's just say 164 for now. And let's see, then I have an E chord. Unless I do this. And then this is just a suspension. A 6/5 suspension, maybe. No, there's no such thing as a 6/5 suspension, you fucking retard. If I do that, this would be some kind of a 6/7 retardation. I don't like what I've done here. I really don't. Let's see what this sounds like. Like the motif of ending on a half note. Da 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 da. Basically, you know, what to do. But I can't have this be a 164. God damn it. I'll keep it for now. Fucking hell. My theory professor would be rolling in his freaking chair right now if he saw this. I hope you're not watching, Professor. Anyway, let's see. So then I have an E with a C sharp on top, so that's like a 2 chord. Yeah, this progression is not going to make any sense, is it? 2 chord is a 2/6. C sharp with E. That's just a root position 2 chord here. Unless I want it to be some kind of, no, I don't want to go that route. Some kind of 5 maybe, and yeah, that might not be such a bad idea. A 5/6 chord. 5/6, and then I end on E. Whatever. I'm just gonna do my best here. Okay. I know it's pretty shoddy. Let's see. Then I have an F sharp and a B. That's just a 1/64 again. God damn it. If this was an F sharp minor, that would just be a 4/64. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna go with it. So the thing about the 6/4 chord is that there's only, according to Baroque rules, Baroque classical rules, you know, there's three main reasons why you would use it, and that has to do with the bass. You know, if the bass has been pedaled, you know, if it's repeating, if you're using it as a passing note, the bass, I mean, you know, if it's passing from, like, let's say E, F sharp up to G, that would be a passing 6/4, or if it's a cadential 6/4, you know, if it's like a 1/6/4 followed by a 5, then taking you to the 1 because it's the cadence, the fall. Those are the 3 appropriate uses of the 6/4. This is not an appropriate use of the 6/4, which is why I fail. Unless I change the counterpoint. I mean, yeah, if I change the counterpoint, I could do that. Let's mess with it a little bit. If I want this to be a 5 chord, that would have to be either an A or a C. So maybe I can bring this down a little bit. I can keep the motif, but I can bring it down. And then this would be something else. This is B, B, D, F. Yeah, actually I like that a lot better. Okay, and I'm saving the counterpoint now. Sorry, I'm saving the chord progression. Okay, so fuck off, fuck off. Down, down, down. Good, now I have a 5 chord here. Fucking piss marker. And this is now a 5, still a 1. Da 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 da. I like the idea of a 2/6 here, but 5 doesn't go to 6. So why 5 doesn't go to 6? According to the circle of fifths progression, my chart is like this: 1, 4, subtonic 7, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. And here's my 4 again. Here's my diminished 7th. Right? 6 can go to 4, can go to 2, 4 can go to 2, can go to 7, 2 can go to 7, 2 can go to 5, 7 can go to 5, 7 can just go to 1, 3 can go to 4, 4 can go to 1, 1 can go where the fuck it wants, and I'm missing something. Oh yeah, 5 can go to 6. That's the septet progression, right? So that's my circle of fifths progression in minor, or in Dorian in this case. Which I guess this would be, this would make it a 6 diminished. So let's see, so 5 can go either to 1 or 6, and here I'm going to 2, aren't I? Let's see, it has an E in the bass, B, D, F sharp, da, da, da. And this is just by nature of the melody itself. I don't know, the person watching, I don't know if you were here before, you know, but I mean, I extracted this from this melody. Ah, fucking son of a bitch. From this. Right? And that's just bass extraction. I'm just taking these notes, the important notes, taking out all the extra rhythmic things, right? So E, C, E, F sharp, D, F sharp, D, F sharp, D, B, right? That's basically, fucking hell. That's basically what I did. That's where this comes from. this is going to change. So that leaves me with the question, what the fuck am I going to do with this E? I can't go 5 to 6 to 2 6 because that's retrogression. I have to be using progression here. So let's see what chord fits. 5 can go to 6, right? G sharp B D, that's E is not in there. The only chords that have an E is the 2 chord, the 4 chord, and the 7 chord. This is retrogression. It could be a 5-7 in third inversion. F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, E. You know what? I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna call it that. Five, 4, 2. There. So this is going to be F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, E. With the E in the bass, this can just be a 5. Let's see, this would be a 5, 4, 3. And then same thing here, 5, 4, 2. And I'm kind of getting away with it. I'm getting away with murder here. But it's the only way I can make sense of it, you know? So let's get this to fuck off real quick. 5 can go to 1. This might change. The counterpoint's going to change. I know it will. So I have F sharp here. You know what? I think I want to change this D. That makes it a 3 chord to an A sharp. And then I go to a D here. Leading tones and the melody. Bring it up to a B. Let's see what that sounds like. I'm liking that a lot already, to be honest. Oh, no. There. I have to lock this thing. Okay, so I did that. This is a 1-6, right? Six, and then I have another F sharp here. So I do want to do another 5 chord. So again, like I said, the counterpoint's going to change here. See, I knew this already. I want to do a 5 chord here. There's another D. To another 1-6, probably. Then an F sharp. Five, 1-6, and 1. Okay. So that's my basic chord progression. Kind of awful. It's kind of shit, you know, but I mean, it's better than, way better than 5 going to 2 for fuck's sakes. So let's see, so I have a C here. Da 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 da. If I do that, this could be a suspension, some kind of suspension, except it doesn't happen on a strong part of the beat, or on a strong beat, I should say. It's just a passing tone, isn't it? Yeah, it's not a suspension at all. Da da, and B. Maybe I want to do that. Let's see what that sounds like. Something like that. And if I do something like this, let's see what that sounds like. This might be a good way to introduce the little motif, right? So, da da da, right? Da 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 dum, da 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 dum, da 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 dum. Yeah, that sounds kind of cool. Where I said this is going to be a 1 chord, this is going to be a 5. Right, with a little suspension there, or a little passing tone. That sounds kind of cool. You know, not exactly Baroque-ish, maybe not something Bach would do, but I mean, but I'm not Bach, you know. I do whatever the fuck I want. Actually, no, never mind, because that's when I put the other voice in there, it's gonna mess things up. Actually, what I want to do is I want to put this up here on guitar 1. Guitar 1 is going to be my soprano. Classical guitar is just going to emphasize the bass. So that's my bass, soprano. So it's a 4-part texture: bass, tenor, alto, soprano. Now I just have to figure out the inner voices. Now that I know my chord progression, I can figure that out, right? I can fill those in. So the 1 chord, I have a B, D, F sharp. It's a root position, so I'm gonna want 2 Bs, 1 D, and an F sharp. So I'm gonna put my tenor in the D, my alto in the B, right? 2 Bs, a D, and an F sharp. And then for my 5 chord, F sharp, A, C sharp, F sharp, A sharp, C sharp. I want, let's see, I already have a C sharp. It's in root position. I'm gonna want 2 Fs, 2 F sharps, and an A sharp. So I'm gonna put my A sharp here. This is the leading tone, but because it's in an inner voice, we can frustrate its tendency, and it doesn't have to resolve to B. It can actually go down on the next measure. So I'm going to need another F sharp here, aren't I? This might be quite a leap. I'm going to put it here. It is a leap, but I can use this movement. Da, da, da. Da, 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 dum. Let's try that real quick. Just this one measure. Da, 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 da. Where did I start? I start on B. Right? So this is going to be this B. No, I started on D. Sorry, I know that's annoying. Right, and then this one started on a D. And it went where exactly? To an A sharp. Oh, it started on the B and went to an A sharp. Okay. Let's see what that sounds like. I kind of don't like the way it sounds. Down, bum, bum. This is yeah, so this is a diminished leap. The thing about these is that you want to prepare, you want to enter them properly, and you want to exit them properly as well. So since there's no entrance, typically the entrance to it would be a note between, the exit of it would be some note between the interval. So I kind of put myself in a pickle here. What I can do is this. Oh, and you know what? This is an A. And I had this rhythm here, so you know what? Maybe I can use that. What do I want to do with this? I don't want to put it on a C. Maybe I want to on an E. No, that kind of. Here's what I'll do. I'll have thirds here, right? Parallel thirds. Something like that. Then the question is, how the hell am I going to expand on it? So I guess the answer is going to be that. By putting in this continuation. Just for shits and giggles. Let's do this. Let's put my cantus firmus in here. I'm liking it. That sounds kind of cool. Hang on. Let's see how it's going to play out with that. something like that. Okay, so I think it's gonna work. So I guess I'm gonna have like a thematic material here, theme, and then an exposition type thing. Okay. But I'm liking it. It's gonna sound cool with this song. And again, let me play this from the beginning. I don't think the person who's watching right now was here. I know it sounds like shit, but I mean it's a work in progress. You know, it's just the nature of composition anyway. So again, this is a construction site right here, and this is thematic material that I'm gonna have for later in the song that I'm planning out. I still don't know the form of the song. I don't know exactly what's gonna happen. I don't have the whole lyrics written out at the moment. But we'll go. We'll figure it out as we go. This is gonna keep going, have lyrics to it, and then eventually it's gonna break out into its own thing, which is what I'm working on. Let's see. This kind of puts it kind of close to that, doesn't it? Okay. Back to what I was doing. Counterpoint. Okay, so I kind of have that filled out, more or less. And then I did something like this here. Right. That, basically. And then I did something, what else did I do? I feel like I got in trouble. Oh God, what did I do? As my dad always used to say to me every time something broke, what did you do? Let's see. Right, 2/8 notes here, B and A sharp. Okay, so that's where I'm at right now. So then I have the 5/4/2 chord, F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, E, with an E in the bass. So I'm gonna need an F sharp here somewhere, or G. I wonder where that's gonna come from. Right here, F F sharp, and then my A sharp. Damn, this thing just writes itself, doesn't it? And I would have my C sharp. Good. And right now I'm just going to do basic counterpoints. I'm just going to go vertically, and then I'll fill out the rhythmic texture as I go on. Then I have C sharp, same chord, C sharp. So maybe it's a good time to reconfigure the chord. If I go down to an F sharp, I'm less than an octave's range here, so there's no spacing error. So I guess that would be okay. Because I don't want another F sharp in a tenor. You know, that's gonna get boring for the tenor. So let's see, F sharp. I want an A sharp here, maybe then. Okay, and then I have 5-4-2 again. Nope. I already have my E. Oh, Jay, you fucking retard. I'm writing as bass clef here. That should be treble clef. God damn it. Here, let's do this. The top is bass clef, the bottom is treble clef, alright? Yeah, fuck it. Why not? I know what I mean. Okay, so it's a 5-7 chord with E in the bass. I have my C sharp. I'm gonna need. I'll leave my F sharp there, and I leave my A sharp here. Then I have just a regular 5 chord with F sharp in the bass. There's my A sharp here. I'll keep my F sharp here. Here's my C sharp. Yeah, these should be filled in, whatever. And then I have a 1-6 chord. B, D, F sharp. Oh gee, this is gonna be a B. Okay. Then I have another 5 chord. I can just do the same crap I did before. Look at that. It pretty much writes itself, doesn't it? This is a B. Yep, that's okay. The thing about the doubling rules in as so far as first inversion is you can really double anything as long as it's not the leading tone that you're doubling, right? You never double the leading tone, and the reason for that is because the leading tone has a tendency to resolve up, and when you resolve two leading tones up in the same direction to the same note, you have parallel octaves, right? Now, of course, you know, as mentioned before, when the leading tone is in an inner voice, you know, you can frustrate its tendency and move it down. You know, you don't have to resolve it. You only have to really resolve. You really only have to resolve the leading tone when it's in an outer voice, meaning it's if it's in the bass or if it's in the soprano. Right. Anyway, 5 chord, F sharp. It's in root position, so I'm gonna need 2 F sharps, an A sharp, and a C. The hell did I write here? Da, 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 da. Here's an F sharp. So that's gonna need to be an A. For fuck's sakes. Unless it's a da 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 da. What does that sound like? I kinda don't like it. I don't like it. Nope, I don't like it. It definitely has to be a B. Definitely has to be some kind of A sharp here. So you know what? This needs to be an A sharp. Something like that. 1 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3. 1 E and 1 E and 2 and 3. How about that? Let's try that. No, that's what I meant to write. Well, the A flat sounded kind of cool. Except I wrote it starting on the A sharp. So let's see if we move it down. That sounds kind of cool, actually. I like the skip of the third. Let's see what this sounds like. I kind of like that. I dig it. Let me go ahead and fill in the texture here. So what did I have following this? Right, so I had on the second measure I went up to an A, right? An A sharp, yes, thank you. Here I had an F sharp. Right, that stays. Then I switched over to an A sharp. I'm an evil bastard like that. And then this is an A sharp again. And this went to an A. And you know what, actually, well, I don't want to move it below this. So I'll keep it. This went up to C sharp, B, C sharp, B. And I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. This went up to, and I guess I have kind of a voice cross, which is kind of unavoidable at this point. I mean, it's the same instrument, you know, the range, unless I do this. That could work. Let's see, how would I play that on the guitar though? So here's my F sharp. Right, and then my A sharp. It's so dark I can't see. like that maybe. Okay, so that could actually work really well on the electric guitar. So good. That gives me some leeway here. I can actually move this up an octave and I should be clear. Okay. So that moved up an octave now. Let me go back to my part writing. Now I have to transpose in my head. Let's see, what the fuck was I doing? I was on the second measure. Right. Went to from an A sharp to an F, right? Voice exchange, kind of. Well, not a voice exchange. Note exchange, and then this just boring. F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, whatever. Let's listen to that real quick. Now with the voices, inner voices filled in. And what I can do here is I can kind of continue that line. Let me copy and paste this back here. Is that right? Yeah, that's alright. And what I want to do here is... hang on real quick. That. Okay, but it's sounding pretty tight. Let's do it again. Delete this, delete that. That doesn't need to be there in the texture. I can do this. Bum, 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 bum. Just reduce the bass a little bit. Same note. I just keep it like that. Let's just listen to the bass. can do something like that. Bum 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 bum. It kind of reminds me of Kreislag in Totensbanden by Johann Sebastian Bach. La 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 la. Which movement was that? Let me see if I can pull it up. I know I have it somewhere. Arrangements. Do I not have a folder dedicated to Bach? I guess not. WB4 tentative, right? I think it's this one. I think it was my favorite movement. The fourth one. Yeah, let's listen to this real quick. There's some pretty cool shit. That's it. That little line, da 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 da. It just kind of reminded me of it. Da 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 da. But yeah. Right. So here I am. Okay. So I kind of filled in the texture up to that point, at least. Now I have to fill in the rhythms. So I think at this point I want to do something like that. Da, 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 da. I want to copy this figure here. Which kind of goes back to it, doesn't it? I don't like it. Because it clashes with the F sharp. does clash with the F sharp, doesn't it? So maybe I can do the inverse of it. Oh crap. Did it lock me out of the keypad? Yeah, shit. Hang on. Compositions, citrus brain fruit. Mind. Which one was it? Repent this button. Right. Da da da. Something going on with my stream? No, it's fine. Okay. I don't need this anymore. I don't think. I think I'm gonna leave it off like this. At least this piece. I'll continue working on it some other time. Let's see what else have I got to work on. Just doing this medieval piece. Arrangement. I don't want to continue this right now. Some other time. What else have we got? Flight of the Praying Mantis. Oh yeah, this one. Just on with the guzzle. It sounds like shit on Sibelius, but it sounds cooler in real life, I swear. Let's see, let me tune this thing real quick. Good enough. Here, let me turn on the other camera. Alright, now you can see my naked legs. These are shorts, by the way. Like, I'm not naked. Unless you want me to be. Right, so this is the guzzle. I don't want you looking at my crotch too much. So forth, so on. It kind of sounds like that. I don't know the lyrics though. The shade of the golden towers, towers and its seething, the mantis and its nose, it knows. Something like that. And this is very typical. This musical style is of Guslar music. I forgot where they're from, but I can look it up real quick because I should know. Guslar music. Guzzle. Yeah, there it is. Serbo-Croatian, that's what I was gonna say. Balkans. Serbia. Yeah, pretty much. So this is the instrument itself, and I got lucky when I found this. But the music very much sounds like that. Listen to this guy. Yeah, shut up. I really wish I had a higher quality guzzle like his, because he's getting some really good projection out of it. His bow's a lot thicker than mine, that's for sure, you know, but I don't know. Yeah, anyway, there's a composition stream. I don't feel like working on this one. I think I'm done for the day. I've been at it for like, what, 2 hours, which isn't much, but still. Oh yeah, I got the Eric Satie to keep working on. What other stuff I need to be working on? I don't know. Let's see. Arrangement. No, it's gonna be compositions. Citrus brain fruit, darkness of mind. Oh, that's right. Wondering what it's gonna be in there. Yeah. No, I think I'm done. Thanks for tuning in. I don't know who you are. Second person watching. The first person is me, because I gotta keep an eye on the stream anyway, you know. But yeah, thanks.